What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? So I'm out in the garage right now. Well, technically, I'm working on the Suburban. I'm playing around with the Suburban anyway. Just taking care of the few things that nobody want to take care of. You know, the small little detailed things like cleaning up the wiring and making sure the fender has all the bolts in it. You know, things that you'll probably forget. Well, I know I would. I can't speak on you. So I thought about it. I'm like, I might as well do my cooling system. Not doing anything like shit, putting a radiator in, doing hoses or water pumps, things in that sort. But what I wanted to work on was adding a sensor to my system. So remember, this is LS swap 5.3, 4L60 transmission. Transmission is a 1996, and that'll come into play real soon. But I was looking online, I was looking on YouTube, and I always just basically just want to get a general idea of the way people do what they do. Now I remember on my C10, I didn't go with the factory C10 fuel sensor. Oh, not fuel sensor, but water sensor or cooling sensor. And the first time I built the Suburban, I didn't go with it then also. So what I decided to go with was a sensor off a 1996 Firebird. I got it off Amazon. It was from a company by the name of Standard. What is it? Standard Motors. And the part number for that product will be this. What is this? TX. Let me see if y'all can see that. Focus. Okay, so TX 111. All right, so anyway, I was around here thinking about it. One part of me felt like I didn't want to video this because I'm like, hell, it's just a sensor. Everybody know what sensor they're going to run and how they're going to run it, right? But at the same time, I thought about it. I'm one of them guys that don't like to use multiple sensors on one build. Like, so I don't feel like I should use the sensor from the LS, the original sensor, and then to go turn around and buy a sensor for the Suburban just to get my gauges to work. There's extra for me. There's extra wiring. That's it's just too much. Put it like that. Because, like, for example, and I'm only testing this right now because, well, this I know is going to work. But I do have to do my oil sensor soon. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at this washer. But anyway, so I have to do the oil sensor soon. Right? And if I wasn't mistaken when the first time I built the Suburban, now somebody can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I have a 92 Suburban, which I'm working on. And in the 92 Suburban, I used the original LS oil sending unit. And I was able to get oil pressure. Now, I don't know if it was 100% correct, but it was over 60 or up to 60. So I was happy with that. Now, with the cooling sensor, which is the 96 cooling sensor, I was able to use this sensor for the 92 the first time I built it, and the 77 C10, which, you know, when we get to that project, you'll be able to see that because I'm about to pull all that apart and you'll be able to see it. But I know this sensor will work. Now, do this sensor right here work? I don't know. I won't be able to find out until I actually get around to the interior. So, but I do want to plug everything up. But again, this sensor right here comes off Amazon. I think it was like $47 from a company named Standard Motors. And yeah. So we're going to start on this project. Some small, like I said, some can be quick, some small. Because I appreciate anybody who actually watched the last video. It's about an hour long. Most of it was rambling. A lot of it was noise. And it was just me just doing something, to be honest with you, just to come back. But for everybody who watched it, I really do appreciate you. But let me get everything we're gonna need to actually do the cooling system on the C10. I mean on the Suburban. Seemed like I was already ready for it then. Yeah, I kind of was. Distilled water first. And yes, I am cheap. I'm not the type to spend over the amount that I need for anything. Antifreeze from Walmart. I think it was 11 bucks. Distilled water from Walmart. I think it was like $1.60. So with this allowed me to have 2 gallons of antifreeze. That's not where I'm going. All right, so with this, yes, Harbor Freight for the win. And this is the coolant system test and refill kit. So let's get you a little bit closer to me. Show you what I'm working with. What the hell is that? Now, what do you see? It's just a basic system. Now, I've used it multiple times on my wife's other car, and then I put it away. Does it still work? That's the catch. You know, it is a Harbor Freight. Right. But Harbor Freight do got some decent tools. I don't care what nobody say. Not all of them decent, but they do have decent tools. So, like I said, it comes with a pump or the vacuum and several different grommets. Each grommet is labeled by the size. And let me move y'all a little bit closer so y'all can see what the hell I'm talking about. So like I said, each grommet is labeled by the size based off your radiator. And then like I said, for the vacuum, it's just a straight. If you know anything about coolant systems, it's just basically a straight through vacuum system. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you can see in the background watching YouTube, if y'all was seeing what I was watching, I was actually watching Simple C10. So we got one thing I need to do before I can take this outside, and that's put the nipple in. That sounds funny. So out the box, that's the only thing you have to do. Now it does come with a nipple, but I'm not using that one for whatever reason. I bought a new one. Don't ask me why. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this antifreeze together. And once I get this antifreeze together, I'll cut y'all off and we'll get back over there to the Suburban. Like I said, there's a lot of things that I have got the opportunity to finish on the Suburban, which I wish I would have recorded that back then, but like I said, I really didn't think I was going to come back to YouTube to show the finished project. So, if you're older than me, you know what I'm doing. Hell, actually, some of y'all that's younger than me know what I'm doing. Basically, I am taking straight antifreeze and breaking it down to make 2 gallons of antifreeze. My antifreeze in my Walmart, could be every Walmart, but my Walmart is $10 for a gallon of straight antifreeze. So $11 give me 2 gallons of antifreeze. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Suburban will take a whole 2 gallons, but I could be wrong. So anyway, like I said, we got this set up. I'm finna go out here. We're gonna go to the Suburban and show you how to work this. What's up, everybody? I'm back. Let's get you set up on the Suburban so we can, we can use this system, and we'll go from there. Shit. All right, so what's up, y'all? I'm right here at the Suburban under the hood, and let me get y'all set up so we can, you know, put the sensor in and talk a little about the wiring. Okay, so let's talk about it. So if you did an LS swap, or hell, let's say a vortex swap, because the word LS is kind of touchy. So if you did a vortex swap, you know that the original vortex harness has a 2-plug prong. And can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but anyway, the 1996 Camaro and Firebird comes with a 3-prong plug or sensor. Now, how we get around that? We will actually add a 3-prong plug to the cooling system wire. Now, like I said, I find myself doing little small things here and there, like something like that I thought was simple. But I can tell you this, you can't order offline. I think it's like $13 on Amazon. Or if you got an extra harness sitting around. Same plug. This is actually how I did mine. I had multiple different harnesses sitting around here, so I just cut the plug off. Now, if you have a question on how it's wired, when you look at it, it will be straightforward. On the harness or on the plug, the bottom two will actually just be the 2 wires that normally run into the system. The top one, plug, which will be the additional plug to this wire harness or pigtail, will be the one that runs into your interior. So this allows you to use your original gauges. Shit, it's cold. All right, so this sensor right here is a 19 millimeter. And if anybody was wondering, does it fit? Yes, it does. Now, I have seen a lot of I read a lot of reviews on Amazon. Some people say it actually, the sensor itself works. Some people say it doesn't. Some people say the sensor breaks. Now, I haven't heard anything about nobody saying it leaks. Now, this sensor you can't just go to AutoZone and get, to be honest with you. The only problem is AutoZone have to order it too. So the fact that AutoZone have to order it and it's actually a little bit higher, like I lose the convenience of AutoZone with the price bump and the fact that I have to then wait for it. Like that defeats the whole purpose of going to an auto parts place. If you want me to be honest with you. I think I can get another turn on that. It's probably when people break it right here. There we go. All right. Oh, shit. We're gonna go to the next part. So can I get you to sit somewhere? Now, before we, this junk right here might need to be what's it called? Flush. All right. So before we go any farther, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna vacuum the system down. I need to go grab my air compressor hose. I'll be right back. All right, let's see what we working with. So what we're doing right now, we're trying to get the system vacuum down. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let it vacuum down for a few minutes, and after it's done, we can we'll see if it holds pressure or hold the vacuum. If it does, we'll go ahead and fill it back up with antifreeze. Okay, like I was saying, we're gonna let it, see if it's gonna hold that vacuum. I think it will. I'm not leaking from anywhere, so this is my way of checking out my leaks, to be honest with you. I'm not into truly bleeding vehicles. Now I understand that's the right way of doing things, but I feel like with this tool right here, it kind of takes the whole bleeding, the system, out of the equation. I will say this. Oh shit. I will say this. When doing this system, you make sure your hose stay submerged. Because if you don't, you will put air back into the system. Then you will still have to bleed the system. Like I can show you from here, my hose is collapsed. My heater core hose collapsed. Bottom hose is collapsed. Oh yeah, sorry about that. As you can see, it's in the bucket, but make sure it stays submerged. Y'all set back up. And last but not least, turn the valve. I'm gonna hold it to make sure it stays submerged. Hold on right quick. All right, let me show y'all what I'm looking at and why I did that. As you can see right there, I do have a vacuum leak. So 9 out of 10, something ain't tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find out where it's at, and I will come back and bring y'all back in. All right, we back. Hose going to the reservoir. That's it. So when you get down to about 10 psi's, which I'm believing that I'm going over the psi specs that I'm supposed to be using. But honestly, when you get down to before 10, that's actually where it's holding this vacuum with that line hooked up. I don't have nothing to block that line with, so we're gonna ride it like that. The hoses are actually holding, so we're gonna ride with it. Worst case scenario, I have a small leak somewhere and I fix it later on. Best case scenario, everything worked perfectly fine. All right. So we have put as much antifreeze that this system will take as of right now before cranking up. And based off the multiple times I have used this system, I know that it is actually filling the heating core up too. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna break this system back down and I crank it up. I don't think I'm gonna warm it up, but I will crank it up to make sure I don't have no excess leaks anywhere. Alright, so since we're here, I might as well hook the battery back up. Now I want y'all to remember that everything I have set up right now is just temporary to keep the truck running. And I will still have to come back around later on and add all the things that I want to add. But like I said, we'll be back in a few minutes. And I gotta go find my keys and we'll get it cranked up. All right, we back. I don't know if y'all can hear me over all this wind, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna crank it. As of right now, the Suburban have used a gallon of antifreeze. Well, y'all, I guess I'm not cranking today. Yeah, this is something. Let me put you up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I have a video of it running. I'm just gonna throw that link in at the end of this. But I have a fuel pump coming. So next week we'll be putting that fuel pump in, because I'm not quite sure if it's the fuel pump, the injectors, my check valve, or any of that. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is. Like, I'm gonna show you the video, a little clip of the video when it moved out the garage, and we'll go from there. I could just be out of gas too. And that's the funny thing. I think that was wrong last time when I first built it the first time, but we ain't gonna even talk about that. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna get that fuel pump down next week, and once we get that down, we can go from there. Because this is one of the issues I'm having. Like, every time I build a Suburban, I don't know if it's unlucky or what, I can't get this motor to properly run the way I want it to run. So, yeah. So until then, I'm gonna bid y'all farewell, and we gonna get some of these videos edited to get them out to y'all. But we got a few projects coming up, so there's plenty of footage coming. Like I said, next week we're gonna do the fuel pump. Week after that, we're gonna try to do the pipes. We're gonna do the pipes at home. And I need to re-drop the transmission to put an adapter in. That's why I said 96 transmission to come in play. But the system is full. It's full of coolant. Like I said, I'm gonna top it off just a little bit. I wish I could have got it running to at least put some antifreeze into the cooling system. I mean the heater core. But I can't say as of right now, I know this motor will probably be full. Alright, so with that being said, like I said, I'm gonna bid y'all farewell or good night. And shit, going back to order some more parts, and so we can keep on moving. Like, as soon as we get this done, y'all, I have something better. C10 to get built, and then I got to do some quarter I got to work on. So we'll get all that. But until then, this is one of my biggest projects and one of my oldest projects, honestly. And as of right now, I have so much hell with it to the point where I ask myself, why did I even start on it? Well, with that being said, like I said, I'm looking for something. I know I got a problem over here somewhere. But anyway, like I said, we finna go ahead, get this over with, order a couple more pieces, and
well, as funny as that is, this is as far as we can go. I can't get up the hill for some odd reason. Don't want.